Alright everyone, welcome back to another video here on the channel. Appreciate you tuning in. A lot more videos coming in along the way that I'm getting recorded as we speak as well. But I wanted to drop in this quick trade recap from Monday, April 6th, 2026 here on Micro YM, and why I decided to take this long and why it played out, and even explain why I added here in the middle of the trade as well. And we'll explain about what's going on in this down move here. This is a trade that I took while I was at work. So this is the executions for my phone here, so that's why it's a little bit grainy and pixelated here for the screenshot. But ultimately I wanted to go through my thought process and why I decided to take this trade in the first place long, and how I knew to exit and get out of the trade up here. So as always, let's start on the daily chart and see where are we at in price and where can we expect price to go to. So this is the daily chart here. As you can see, we're delivering out of this bullish fair value gap here, and we have yet to take this external range high. Here we have Thursday's price action tagging the gap, moving and closing as a bullish reversal, and then of course Friday's price action there from NFP just kind of stalling out and creating just a small down close candle there. Okay, so dropping down to our daily cycle chart here on the 15-minute time frame, we're looking at what's happened overnight so that we can prep for the New York AM session. So far what we can see for Sunday's Globex Open is we have this nice drop and gap down, creating a new week opening gap to the downside. But we quickly run that through overnight in the Asia session. And then of course London session continued up higher here on NASDAQ, taking out that external range high and that daily high over here. So once that occurs, what I'm looking for next coming into the New York session here is just a nice retracement back down, perhaps taking the London lows on one of the assets and expecting YM to continue that play higher to be able to catch that external range high as well. If I switch over to ES here, you can also see that ES still has yet to take out that external high, that daily high over there from the fair value gap as well. So again, I'm just expecting this to retrace down a little bit further towards the New York session open at 9:30, create a sequential SMT for a daily cycle for me, and that I can trade higher in continuation on the YM. So playing price forward a little bit, that's exactly what we get. We get a candle here sweeping out the London low over here in this quarter, and so now I can watch for longs. Now ideally NASDAQ creates the low or the higher low. So here preferably I would like to take the NASDAQ, but we can see how bullish it closed here, so I'm just not likely to get an entry here for it to retrace back down. And you'll see just how that is here in just a minute with how bullish both assets became shortly after this. We also had 10 o'clock news this day, I believe, so that was going to be a nice driver. So if 9:30 manipulates, 10 o'clock will continue that push higher for us to the draw. And so just playing price forward, one 15-minute candle here to 9:45, that's exactly what we see, this huge push higher. No tag of the true change in the state of delivery. So at this point, I can't assume that price is going to come all the way back down to tag me in, and I really wouldn't want that on either of these assets. So primarily at this point, now I'm looking at YM to play the catch up here. And so noticing this nice breaker here, this is where I'm going to likely get my entry at, right off this breaker here, this set of up close candles. That wouldn't be too bad of a play. So that's how I position myself. If you remember from the screenshot, just getting in there, setting my stop here at the London low that was taken out, and then just targeting a static 2R or this previous day high, this ERL high here, which lines up very close to a 1 to 2 risk to reward. So that was my trade. So now at this point I'm just waiting to get tagged in. And of course my TCISD candle is way down there, so I don't expect price to retrace that far to tag me in. If it does, I'm still within my stop loss, so I'll be okay. My stop's below this breaker as well, so I should be protected, and it's at the London low where the liquidity was swept for the daily cycle. So pretty confident my trade will play out. I'm just waiting for the tag at this point. Expecting 10 a.m. to be an open, low, high close candle is the assumption for this trade here. Next candle comes, tags me in, and of course comes all the way back to the TCISD. Moved pretty quick. I wasn't able to get an additional entry down here, but it was a nice play here to be able to get an entry there. Of course, this is a trade that I took at work while doing a very difficult, demanding medical job. So as you can tell, if you know me personally, work pretty hard at work. So whether it be in surgeries or just different things that I do. So definitely nice trade here that was going to play out. Just it's going to be a little bit longer of a day for a trade. So as you can tell, PA was pretty up and down a lot this particular day, just because of the back and forth news with the war and everything going on. So playing price forward here, we get a lot of chop in here, several different tags off this breaker as well. Interestingly enough, NASDAQ came all the way back to that TCISD and gave a nice pop right off of it again. So even could have got in there. ES, I don't believe, yeah, it did come down, tagging that TCISD and rocketed off as well. So nice play there as well, being able to get out of that trade if you did take that. But of course I was in YM, so I was prepared to stay into this, and knowing that this would likely be the low of the day right here. So I'm just going to switch back to NASDAQ over here so we can see where price plays out to. And now this long set here of down close candles was actually the Trump speech, an update on the war and different things that have been going on. And so on this particular move down, I was expecting YM to hold here. It's low of the day here, taking out the London low. Meanwhile, NASDAQ came all the way down and did take out the London low eventually as well, and the New York AM low. So this is the PM session here. And as soon as this nice down close candle did that, I added into my position here, knowing that if we didn't take the low here on YM, this was the low of the day for YM, and I could add into my position here and make even more profit up to this external high. And that's exactly what I did. If you saw, remember from the screenshot, I added there, and of course price plays out for a little while longer before eventually running all the way up, and I eventually took off my position right about here, as you can see from the screenshot from before. So not quite to R, but it was very, very close to it, with me adding on more of a position here near my original entry. Made for a really nice move for me throughout the day. So of course this whole move down was just a fake move, stopping people out before actually giving the real move here in the PM session. So it was a really long trade for me this day, but did play out just because this was the hold or low of the day and it was going to hold. You can also see there's a two-stage sequential SMT here now, so even more probability that this would hold out, and that happened and occurred during a news event, the Trump speech there. So nice play here. I did eventually take out this external range high, eventually I believe under the next day or so. So nice play. Really enjoyed that particular move. A little bit longer than I had hoped for of a day, but of course I was at work, so I wasn't really watching it too closely, just towards this Trump speech here to see what would happen and if I could get an additional position there. And that's how it played out. So that's it for this one. Nice little trade recap there on YM. And again, you guys drop me comments below the video. Let me know what other content you'd like to see. And as always, like and subscribe for more. I got a lot in the works coming, you guys. Some really big surprises I think you guys are really going to like. So look forward to seeing you in the next one.